not?
We are.
We are. We're live now.
You always forget.
Every time.
Every time.
God, it wouldn't be a show if we didn't. Good evening. I hope there's people out there watching. If not, down. We are. What are you doing over there? Well, I can see it.
It's J2O. It's not alcohol.
Yeah, because she can't drink. Not you, Patch.
Patch can't drink either.
Because she's pregnant. And this one's 7. This one here is 17, which in dog years I think is.
It is not times 10. It's like it's different for all size.
She should be getting a telegram from the Queen though.
Yeah. Are these twisties?
I have no idea. Nope, because I'm going to rip the skin off.
Can you pass me that remote, please?
No, you're not using a TV remote to take a bottle lid off. I will be, but I promise you I'll be within a minute. Here, try that. Right, anyway, as I was saying, this is the first time we have done this one on our own Facebook channel. Because we have jumped across.
Have you shared the advertisements?
The advertisements?
Yes. Have you shared them? Because there's no one in. Oh, there's someone in.
Yeah, I've made sure it's shared across and everybody knows we're doing it. So what have you just done? Well, I'll tell you what, since I can talk the iron bag off a donkey, go and quickly grab yourself a bottle opener, which will be on the fridge, as in one of the magnets, and hurry the fuck up. Go. Now. Ooh. And I will carry on explaining what is going on here. Right, yes, as I was saying, go now. Okay. Thank you. Chop, 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 chop. Anyway, as I was saying, this is the first time we've done one on our very own in our own Facebook studio. All right, yeah, Facebook page. So it's the way to go because I've had a few people saying, "Oh, why don't you? You know, it's about time you went on your own. You've got the figures and this, that, and the other." And I've had a lot of encouragement and stuff, and so I thought, yes. So here we are. And evening, Gazer or Gary. It's my choice of baseball cap for tonight. Stop the light from bouncing off my bald pate and beaming into your eyes. See, I'm nice like that. So yes, I'd just like to say a thank you to a few people for encouraging me to do it. So there's Kerry and Paul and Carl and there's Wayne. Oh yeah, and before I forget, my mate Wayne, he does another blog where he reads his stories out, and it's called Spookinori. Wayne, was it Wayne? I never remember his surname. Just type in Spookinori. But he does it on a Friday at 10 o'clock. Every Friday, 10 o'clock. So literally, you could have double the fun. You could watch the Dark Mirror show from 9 till 10, and then you can go over and Wayne Seddon's Spookinori. You can watch that at 10 o'clock. And he's actually rather good because I was watching him last night. What do you want? This? That. Right. That. There you go. Right, you're happy now? Okay. So, yes, everybody encouraged me to do it. And besides that, I was missing things that are being put up on the HAPRC walls and stuff. So it's just a lot easier for me just to start it up here. Oh, yeah. And thank you to those guys for letting us do it on here. Or letting us have our shows on their HAPRC site for the last few weeks. Which is very much appreciated.
1 second. I have to be loud. Out!
This is the hazards of doing live broadcasting. Dogs come in and we get invaded by South Africans who look like Rincewind the Wizard. He does. Your other half looks like Rincewind the Wizard. Either that or he should, for those of you that know Glastonbury, he should be at Glastonbury in the town centre at the bottom of the hill where that monument is, and he should be there with a pet goat and a flute goat. Yeah, well, you should remember that bit.
Scary.
No, you were just scared of all the hippies.
No, wizards.
There's a guy there who, I shit you not, he literally dresses in Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, long ass coat, yeah. And he has a pet goat on a string, and he carries a flute and a magic wand. Yeah. Don't know his name. Batshit crazy, but lovely. Pretty much.
They're all really nice.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They're all
really nice. All hippies and stoners and God knows what else, but it's really nice up there. And if you ever go there, there's a shop up there. You've got the high street, it's on the left. It's called the Truckle of Cheese, and you can find all cheeses from all around the world. You name it, it's probably there. That's not a blatant advertisement, it's just something I remembered because I like the place.
I like cheese.
You like macaroni cheese, which you have put lots of sriracha on, and you're seriously going to sit here and eat now. You're adopted. Right. So I thought this week, seeing as we were doing, we were talking about all different types of hauntings and stuff last week, might as well carry it on this week and
Finish it.
finish him. If we get enough time, bing, look at that light dazzle. If we get Kalima.
Fatality.
How are you doing that?
Yeah.
Come over here. Yeah, if we've got enough time after that, we will talk about incubus and succubus. That was. So you're going to spill your food on the floor? Everybody saw that not hit your mouth and hit the floor. I hope you're happy now.
I've got macaroni.
Yeah. So yes. Anyway, thought we'd carry on with that. There's only 2 people in there. Where is everybody?
Have you shared it?
Mind you, yeah, of course I shared it. Look, hang on. Let me just come on to here.
Please go.
Out.
So, do you want to come in and shut the door? You have to push
Hang
it
on.
and then push it even more.
And this young man who has just walked in is going to be the father of my grandchildren and is the South African wizard called Rincewind. Hello, Rincewind of Sheldonimwa.
Hi.
So, you see what I mean about it looks like a wizard now. So yes, tonight we're going to carry on talking about different types of hauntings. If Taylor can stop stuffing her mouth for 5 minutes.
No, but I will listen.
No, you're supposed to join in because I'm not going to sit here all talking to myself.
You normally do.
It's because nobody fucking listens. Right.
Pardon? What?
Right, now where were we last week? I think we did the Enfield haunting, didn't we? We just
ended with the
Enfield haunting. Yeah. Right. To recap, the Enfield haunting basically, the police. Blimey, yeah, Pugs, you all right, mate? That motorcycle,
hello.
the motorcycle organisation, I'm the national spokesman
Do you
for.
wanna say
The
hello
worldwide
to
president has just entered the chat room there,
I can
Martin,
see you. Wait.
and his name's Pugs. All right, dude.
John says hello.
So yes, last week we ended on the Enfield haunting, and to recap, basically the police thought it was the children making all the things move and throwing things across the floor, and even the investigators that went there, they thought that some of it was genuine, but they thought the majority of it was done by the then teenage children. So we'll just leave that one there because we're not here to cast blame on anybody or anything like that. We're just here to tell a story.
It was pretty cool though. It's a good prank if it was
hell of a prank if people have walked in and found somebody in the air like you know. So I mean, even the cat was like, damn. But we'll just leave it at that. And on this show, we sometimes may be a bit topical, may raise a few eyebrows, maybe a bit of swearing and silliness. The guarantee will make somebody somewhere laugh.
Maybe some macaroni.
No, you're the only one who's mental on macaroni cheese.
I'm not ashamed.
So yes.
That sounded like Bane.
Bane. So Batman, I see your back's broken. Shame. Anyway, so we'll move on to a different type of haunting now, because the Enfield haunting came under poltergeist, isn't it?
Poltergeist.
Poltergeist.
Because the definition of poltergeist.
Noisy or mischievous spirit.
And isn't it they have to move stuff? Like they have to.
No, they don't have to. They can range from anything: stuff moving, lights flashing, people being touched, felt up, whatever. And it normally happens around prepubescent or just prepubescent children. Tweenies. Oh, no! Tweenies. Anyway, intelligent hauntings is the next one.
Didn't they have Tubby Custard?
He wasn't well.
Oh.
And I've dealt with a few intelligent hauntings in my time. I've also dealt with some residual ones, which we'll do after this. So, intelligent hauntings basically involve a ghostly presence, a sentient spirit that interacts with its human counterpart. So basically, a ghost that just talks. A ghost who's like you and me, with a massive fat bald head like this. And look, there you go. sucking in the solar power for a sex machine. Hi, Helen. Thank you for joining us. So, yeah, intelligent hauntings are the ones who, you know, can you rap on the table for us? Can you do this? Can you do that? And it'll answer your questions. Yes.
K2 meter.
Yes, especially the K2 meter. I can remember doing some investigations, especially with Kerry Greenaway and that lot, and we had the K2 meters out, and we had them. It was a pub, wasn't it? It was an outdoor pub area, about 2 o'clock in the morning, and it was near
The beach.
well, it was in a lock, but it was in a lock where the ghosts of Vikings had been seen, and Nelson and his former mistress had been seen. So we chose there, and we put the K2 meters out, and there was a few of us that calling out and asking questions and stuff, and we're saying, you know, if you are here, can you make the lights on this go up? And it was answering us onto each, and it wasn't, there were no phones off airplane mode. We checked all that. We checked any other electronic equipment and made sure it wasn't near, because
That was the first investigation I did with you guys.
Yeah, that was the Halloween special we did, wasn't it?
No.
Yeah.
No.
You sure?
The Halloween special we started over there, but this one we had to jump that fence to go in, and everybody was there. It wasn't a public one; it was a private one.
Well, anyway, you didn't hear that bit.
They don't know what we're on about.
So we put these out, made sure there's nothing interfering with it, and we were asking questions left, right, and centre, and it was making the lights go up. And it wasn't just a case of, for those of you who don't know what a K2 meter is, it measures EMF, and it's got this bank of lights that go up. I think it goes all the way to red, doesn't it? Yeah, and the lady who was calling out was actually saying, "Can you make the lights go to like here?" And she'd say a color, and it would make the lights go to there, to that color, or she'd make it go higher, or she'd make it go lower, and it was working. So it was definitely somebody there, and it wasn't a Viking, was it? It was something to do with Nelson, but I can't remember who it was. It wasn't anybody famous, wasn't it? Mistress or something. It was something to do with the ships that go down there. But that's just one example of an intelligent haunting. And to be absolutely honest, you get more intelligence with a lot of hauntings than you do with a lot of people you meet these days. It was a good idea from Taylor. Mathematic. Cool.
Look at the sky.
It's golden. We have golden sky out there.
Yeah.
We do.
Do you know what that means? Technically, it's a red sky at night.
Shepherd's Delight.
Was it?
Oh, it was a blood moon yesterday.
Oh, I missed it.
Here, the spirit or entity involved is an intelligent presence in a haunted location. It is there because of a connection to the site or the people in the location. I've always thought that if you've got a strong emotional connection or with a person or a place, when you go over to wherever it is we go over to, I've always thought if you haven't gone to a bad place, you can open up a portal and just pop yourself in and go, hey, oh, hello, and then come back out again or whatever. And I've always thought you've been able to do that. And that would also tie in a lot with all the stories that you get of fairy rings and doorways. And will you stop doing that? You fairy rings, wings, fairies wings.
Fairies wings.
They wouldn't be able. They'd have to walk then.
Do you know? Sheldon, I saw. They look like
fairies.
When we went camping, they look like dragonflies cross butterflies. Remember that? They're crazy. Carry on.
So.
Yeah.
Flutter dragons. Or dragobys.
Flutterflies.
Okay. No idea where that came from, but there you go.
Said fairy wings, and the closest to fairy wings is dragonflies.
When you go over to the other side, I've always thought you can open doors or portals.
And fairy rings.
Fairy rings are actually rings of mushrooms.
Yeah.
But don't try and smoke them, just eat them.
No.
Some of them you can't eat.
Okay.
Don't eat them all. But anyway, I still think that a lot of these things where people say there's doorways and people go in and disappear and don't come back again, this, that, and the other, I do think it's to different places. It's not necessarily here, but when you think that parallel dimensions are so close that they're like a hair's width away from
Not
us.
even.
But yeah, they're less than they're about like an atom's width away from us. But because they are a different dimension, we can't actually touch them or interact with them. But I reckon that there are some places that are thin enough that it'd always work. Don't see why not.
Mandela effect.
Sorry. You've eaten too much, you're going to be sick.
Mandela effect.
Oh, the Mandela effect. Mandela effect. Have you had that? Any of you had that with the Mandela effect, with different things that have gone? Hi, Kerry. Lovely to see you, Miss Kerry. Remember Kerry Ann?
Yes.
Yes. Yes, because there's Kerry and there's Kerry Ann. Hi, Sarah. Thank you for joining us.
Like with people remember it as Luke, I am your father, but it's not. It's no, I am your father.
No.
But the guy who voices it, what's his name? When he reads it back, he reads it as Luke, I am your father. So you explain that one. The guy who voiced Darth Vader remembers it how we all remember
David Prowse.
No.
Oh, James L. Jones.
Yeah. Is it James L. Jones?
Yeah.
I was gonna say that, but I thought no, because I thought he was the other guy. I didn't want to seem racist.
And talking of the Mandela effect and Star Wars, there's also
Sorry, Bugs.
No, don't talk with your mouth full. There's another one where I think it's Empire Strikes Back, and our C-3PO has got a silver leg in it. Was it red? No, it's his leg, and one of them is his leg.
Oh, I thought it was his arm.
No, he does have a red arm in the prequels, because I can't remember why, but he does. But yeah, and he has a silver leg in the others. Now, I remember watching the films in the cinema when I was little. He didn't.
I remember watching them with you, and he was just normal.
Yeah, he never had a silver leg, and I've seen the films where he's got a silver leg, and you're like,
yeah, because I pointed it out to you, didn't I?
Yeah, and then now I've got an R2-D2 leg myself, but no, I haven't got. This is R2-D2.
Oh,
R2-D2 leg. See? Yeah. See? Right.
Gotcha. Bugs got me.
He did get you. Yes. Don't talk with your mouth full.
Sorry.
He's got a point. That's a point as well. That's another point. So yes, that is intelligent hauntings. Basically, if you're getting replies to answers and they're intelligent answers, there you go. You got an intelligent haunting. Not rocket science, really.
Although it is, because it's replies to questions, not answers.
If you're getting answers to your question,
you said if you got replies to answers.
Do you know what? Shut up, you smart aleck.
Sarah likes your leg.
Do you know what? Funny enough, I like my leg as well, because otherwise, if I don't have my leg, I'll let you into a little secret. I stand up, I just fall over like shit. It's terrible. I'm legless every night. Thank you. Right, residual hauntings. Now, as I say, all of you out there who, if you've ever been involved in the paranormal world or you've been on investigations or this, that, and the other, you'll know residual hauntings that can be hit and miss, especially when investigating. But the definition of them, it's believed to be caused by traumatic past events that leave an imprint on the environment. Now, I have a theory with a lot of... Where's Minnie Hagrid gone? Oh, Minnie Hagrid! Poke your head round here and say hello. Gary, this is my daughter's impregnator. He's also known as Rincewind the Wizard.
You make it sound like I rented him.
I thought, yes, what you told me.
I did not rent him.
You told me you did.
No, I didn't.
You said you... Oh, no, it wasn't baby gravy. You wanted Bisto gravy, wasn't it? Oh. Anyway, I was saying about residual events. Most places like Hampton Court Maze, take that for example. If you look,
James.
Oh, James, I am. How's Harry Potter? I don't know. You'll have to ask him. Most people.
Oh, he's scary. Yeah, he is. He is.
Do you know that?
Pugs said you're scary. Pugs said you're scary.
You think about all the executions and deaths that took place at Hampton Court. There's a lot of ghosts there.
Hampton Court Manor.
Maze.
Is that what it's called?
The maze and the building and everything. Yeah.
But is it Hampton? Am I on the right tracks by saying Hampton Court Manor?
I think it's a palace, isn't it?
I don't know.
I don't know. But wherever you get something like that happen, my own theory is if the bedrock itself is some form of crystalline, like limestone, yeah, like limestone or sandstone, you're gonna get the the stone tape theory. You're going to get that, you know, where the energy that's expended at that particular moment in time and moment of death gets recorded in the ground. And there is something to it, to that theory, because there's a lot of places that have got residual hauntings, and if you look into it, the bedrock has got some form of crystal in it.
Well, they've done tests, haven't they? And limestone and other stuff like that actually hold more energy.
Well, they're in the middle of building a pen drive, you know, USB stick that's got a crystal shard in it, and one tiny bit of crystal can hold something like, pardon me, it's like a 100 terabytes or something like that. So they're in the middle of making it. So if you think that a tiny bit of crystal can hold that amount of energy, if you've got all that energy expounded in a horrific death or something like that, and it gets sucked into the ground, then it's going to play in like a loop function and a playback like that. So I think there is a lot to it in that. But the theory is this sort of haunting is that the energy expended, as I've just said, during repetitive or traumatic events is absorbed and stored in the electromagnetic field at the site. I don't think it's necessarily that. I think it's if the bedrock is crystal. Because again, Kerry Ann, I think, has been to, yes, Kerry Ann's been to a few places with us where I've looked into the hauntings that are there, and the bedrock's been limescale or sandstone, and so's Kerry Greenaway and a few others. So I think it does hold ground. That if it's crystal in the rock, it'll record it. It's a bit like a TDK tape or CD. Lovely, we are live. Thank you. Love you. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Over time, the energy builds up. When the energy can no longer be contained, it's discharged. So that's where you get the looped effect, like that. Do you remember the dance studio we did? That was the bedrock on that, Kerry, was it was sandstone. I think sandstone. I think, but yeah, you see what I mean. But I'll give an example. It's the Brown Lady of Rainham Hall. According to legend, the Brown Lady of Rainham Hall it's the ghost of Lady Dorothy Walpole, and she lived from 1886 to 1726. She was the sister of Robert Walpole, and generally regarded as the first Prime Minister of England. She was the second wife of Charles Townshend. Went from Walpole to Townshend. I'm sure Townshend had a bike shop. He was notorious for his violent temper. The story says that when Townshend discovered that his wife had committed adultery with Lord Wharton, he punished her by locking her in her rooms in the family home, which was Rainham Hall. According to Mary Wortley Montague, Dorothy was in fact entrapped by the Countess of Wharton. She invited Dorothy over to stay for a few days, knowing that her husband would never allow her to leave it, not even to see her children. She remained at Rainham Hall until her death in 1726 from smallpox.
Wow.
The first recorded claim of sighting of her was by Louis Stone concerning a gather. Could have been Louis Spake. Can you imagine that? I saw a ghost over there. I'm now going to do it in the medium of dance. Reverend. What's that? Conisbrough Castle, the White Lady. I think we did that on a previous show, but yeah, no, I know exactly what you mean, mate. Yeah, and she says, this Lord Charles Townshend had invited various guests to the hall, including a Colonel Loftus, who to join in the Christmas festivities. And Loftus and other guests said they'd seen the Brown Lady one night as they approached their bedrooms, noting in particular the dated brown dress she wore. And the following evening, Loftus claimed to have seen the Brown Lady himself, later reporting that on this occasion.
Did they call her Brown Lady because of her hair color?
Because of her dress. Nothing else.
No, because sometimes you name them after their dress, like the Red Lady.
Well,
hair, like the Red Lady would have.
What's like that castle in Cornwall we go to that I really like?
Barry
Pomeroy. Barry Pomeroy Castle. You've got a grey lady and you've got a white lady, and there's a blue lady in there. So, hi James, you alright, dude? Anyway.
Hi earlier. He said hi 10 minutes ago.
I know, but just all the
Laughing face.
Oh, laughing faces. Right. Okay. Where the flipping heck was I? Wait a minute. Brown dress. Following evening, she saw her again. Reported that on this occasion he was drawn to the spectre's empty eye socket. Dark in a glowing face. So not only did she have a brown dress, she also had a glowing face with no eye socket. My tablet charger.
1 second. Brief intermission.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you. Please
There's
go.
one in my room. Might need
Please.
that.
Thank you. No, now go. Right. I do apologise, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, for
No,
close
stop it.
the door.
Fight me then.
Doing it.
No, not again.
Right now. See,
My birthday.
14th October.
The Normans and the Saxons. Prepare for the Battle of Hastings. I knew
On your birthday.
I knew my birthday was a good day.
That would explain so much. It really would. It really. By the way, do you like the cat? She let me use it. Yeah, to be absolutely honest, I think I probably have brown trousers as well, mate. I tend to agree with James's statement there. Do you? Have any of you guys out there ever had any dealings with intelligence, residual, or in that case, brown trousers as well? Let me just have a quick flick through, see if we've missed any
I've been
questions.
catching.
You've been catching them? Yeah. Right, cool. So,
Oh,
that camera's still wobbling. It is, isn't it? Don't. Stop that. Right, stop moving now. Oh, we even have one of the paranormal pooches in. The big one, Patch is gone.
Away. As soon as Sheldon came upstairs, she was like, friend.
But one of the teeny doggos has come in.
Paranormal pug.
Don't pull him by his paranormal tail. Because that just makes his eyes bulge. There he is, paranormal pug. That's Chewy. So you can say hello. Hello, I are El Doggo. Ha ha! Right.
Oh no.
Okay. And there's the other one.
And the
other. Do you know what? I'm going to put a revolving door on my bedroom door because it's just been opened by the German Shepherd and the other dogs have all just gone.
No. Obi headbutted it.
Oh, he headbutted it.
Yeah.
Anyway, do you know, it wouldn't be the Dark Mirror show without all this nonsense going on. Right. So we've also got recurring hauntings, which I think personally come under residual hauntings as well.
Yeah, it would make sense.
But apparently, it's what it says here. This type of haunting appears very similar to a residual haunting, except there's some kind of intelligence involved. I appear to have most of the rotters in here tonight. That's actually excellent. Lovely to see you in here, Mark.
Hello, Mark.
You're right, mate.
And same. I have met a few dodgy women. Some, that bend over and ask you if they've got piles, but.
And other various nasty neighbours. What was I saying? Yeah, it's the same as a residual haunting, except there's some intelligence involved. So, a few examples: Battle of Hastings, 1066, 14th of October, your birthday, same as a Battle of Hastings. Explains a lot, really. A phantom knight on horseback appears on the anniversary of the battle, while other figures have been seen more sporadically. The ground is also said to bleed after a storm. Now, I've been on the actual battleground itself, not the one that everybody says it is, but the next field over, which is the real one.
Do you know they've actually tracked it down? They've actually tracked it down, and there's a roundabout built on top of it.
If you go to the field next to it, on the eve of it, if you listen carefully, if there's mist on the ground, and I'm not making it up, you can hear the sounds of battle. It's quite faint and on the edge of hearing, but if you listen carefully, you can hear the sounds of battle up there.
Yeah, it sounds like people on the M2 like, move! That's all you can hear.
Yeah, 2 o'clock in the morning. Beep, 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 beep. Zounds, Verily, piss off! Yes. So, timeline for the Battle of Hastings.
These are all the 14th of October.
14th of October, her birthday, Battle of Hastings, where there's residual hauntings. The Normans and Saxons prepare for battle. Then William raised the papal standard. I've heard of the. I've heard of standard. I don't know what the papal standard is. It's a flag. I know. And issued battle orders to the Norman army. Norman foot soldiers led the way, and archers followed. And when they finished their radio show, they finally the Norman knights on horseback came in.
I know a really cool fact about the Battle of Hastings. They put soldiers in barrels and made them go down the river because the river only had one bridge. And so I'm pretty sure it's us versus Norway, isn't it?
The Normans.
Yeah, but was it like English? I don't know.
Saxons and the Normans.
Okay, so the Saxons put their biggest guys on the bridge to stop the Normans from coming over, and so they, after a while of getting their arse beaten, would empty out barrels, put Normans in them with spears to go down the river and stab up at the Saxons.
So basically, there's people underneath the bridges in barrels stabbing them up the Khyber Pass with the dirty great big spears.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that? Being a soldier days like, oh, I've got the Christy one here. So have you. Evening, boys. We don't have to go into battle tonight. Oh, Jesus!
We just have to stand here and look scary. Ah! You got Pugstane.
Same as the Battle of Naseby. Yeah, exactly.
Helen.
You have to have been Sandal Castle and Wakefield. Some nights, if you listen carefully, you can hear soldiers marching. Do you know what? It's actually, you'd be amazed at how many castles, not just in the UK, but all around the world, you get that same report of either soldiers marching or you can hear drummer boys, dum, 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 and that's normally the issuing orders. What is that dog doing? Issuing orders in battle. Let me get past the Battle of Hastings. Your birthday, yes.
1066.
1066, yes.
I remember that. I was very brainy. I remembered this from history because I was really good at history. And then we went to visit our friends down in Somerset, and they had a keypad and to get into the building. And Sheldon was like, "Oh, it's the Battle of Hastings." I was like, 1066, and that was the password. True story. He nodded.
I'm not going to say where, and I'm not going to say when, because it was myself that made them change the code for the alarm system. But one of the barracks I was 2 IC of, that's second in command, their alarm was 1066. And as soon as I was told it, I went straight over and went, "You will can change that now." They did.
Excuse me, sir, do you understand what that means?
They were like, "No, but nobody's going to guess it." And that's like having swordfish as a password, Oh,
that's like your own password as a password.
Or having your child's date of birth or something.
1066.
She was born in 1066. Explains so much. The Hessian dress is everything.
People
right.
have also seen soldiers marching. Where at Sandal Castle, or just in general.
Wakefield Castle, I think so. Right?
Sandal, yeah, in Wakefield.
Sandal Castle and Wakefield. Yeah, we're going to have to see if we can get ourselves an investigation now. I think. Do you?
Not for a while.
Helen, can you message me that, just the name of that castle and where it is, because I'll see if I can get it and we can get an investigation going up there. Thank you. Right, the Tower of London, another one that's had lots of energy expended in it, and because of all the executions and everything. Little known fact.
Wait, good person to talk to this about in his spare time. Sheldon's dad, he knows a lot about all the old places in London.
And he knows all about the abandoned underground stations and everything as well, doesn't he? Yeah. He's a manager for Transport for London. So, yeah.
Wow. He does when you're on the train or on the platform, he does the stand clear. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform.
In it.
He doesn't speak like that.
Yeah, the Tower of London. Little known fact. I used to live there. There's flats built into the top of it.
I can taste your burp.
And
doesn't mean I want
when my dad worked in Whitehall, we lived in the flats in the Tower of London, and there was definitely stuff going on there.
Granddad worked in Whitehall.
Yeah, he worked for a certain agency there.
Oh. Whitehall?
Yeah.
Not anywhere central.
Whitehall.
Whitehall's where I'm thinking, right?
Probably not.
It's near Ealing.
No.
Ignore me. I've seen a Southall.
Yeah, I can see my dad.
I said Granddad worked in. You can see why I got confused.
My dad was ex-SAS and he was military intelligence, and he worked Southall. Anyway, the Tower of London. Most famous ghost there, Anne Boleyn. She's been seen on numerous occasions at the Tower of London. It's said that her ghost haunts the place of her death.
Isn't she
One of Henry's wives, yeah.
Divorced, beheaded, died, divorced, beheaded, survived.
She was one of the beheaded ones. She was beheaded on Tower Green.
She was the first, wasn't she?
On the 19th of May, 1536.
1536. That makes it sound so far away, but it really isn't.
Well,
that's 500 years ago.
Yeah, nearly 500 years ago. But perhaps the most spectacular. Do you know what? I'll let you into a little secret. Earlier on, I have to take 4 types of tablets a day: blood pressure and mental health, because otherwise I go. And I took my antidepressant tablets earlier. They're the ones I normally take at night, and I've spent the last couple of hours like.
Look what James has said.
I should be asleep in bed.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it is. It's all I can remember about where we used to live is there was weird stuff always go on. You'd hear some weird noises, a lot of banging. And I remember our hallway was so long in the flat that my dad, when he'd come home from work, and it was like his weekend off, and that him and his mates would get together, and because it was such a long hallway, they played cricket, indoor cricket, up and down this bloody hallway, with my mum like, I just bloody polished that, you know. So yeah. Anyway,
did you almost do an Irish accent?
I nearly did an Irish accent.
So.
My dad was Irish.
Oh no!
Has the dog
again
emitted a nocturnal emission?
He keeps them in until we're live. And he's like, bombs away.
You know, he keeps looking at you out the corner of his eye. Did you fart?
He's looking at us.
How can something so big come out of something so tiny?
Pug said that's just the neighbours now.
Oi. Where was I? Oh yeah, I meant to say the other day, I was having a cup of tea around Pugs, and I was talking about somebody who doesn't like Boise from EastEnders from Only Fools and Horses, and they used to get really annoyed because their ex had a voice the same as Boise. So every now and again, if I want to piss her off, I'd sit there and go, "Good evening, Marlene." You know who that is. I'm not going to mention names.
It's very dark in here.
It does get very dark in here, but I am going to invest in another wick.
Get a ring light or something.
Well, no, this is the one that's built. This camera, it's not too bad, but it's the one that's built into the laptop, and it's a bit grainy. I've done the settings onto full HD, but it's still a bit grainy, so I think I'll get it. Unless you guys are all right with that.
But it's just the light. The light's really bad.
That's just hitting me now, you smelly little sod. The most spectacular ghost story relating to Anne Boleyn is that of a captain of the guard who saw a flickering light in a locked royal chapel late one night. He tried to uncover the source of the light by climbing up a ladder and was met by an unbelievable scene unfolding inside. And I presume the guy was sober, because he wouldn't have been on guard if he wasn't. A procession of knights and ladies dressed in ancient costumes pacing the chapel. If I remember rightly, this happened, it was either wartime or just after wartime. Yeah, and saw these knights and ladies dressed in ancient costumes pacing the chapel. The leader was an elegant female whose face he could not see, but whose figure resembled that of Anne Boleyn's in portraits he had seen. The procession later disappears. Anne is also said to walk from the Queen's house to the chapel of St. Peter and Vincula. Vincula is Dracula's Italian brother, by the way, or Italian cousin.
Really?
Vincula. No.
Oh, I thought it was. It sounds like it. Also, Pug said, did you mean ring piece? Not ring light, ring piece.
No, I don't think putting a ring piece on the camera would help, because then it would look like you're looking out from the inside of Jabba the Hutt's butt.
Bye, Helen. Have fun.
Take it easy, Helen. Thank you for stopping by. Dear God, Jabba the Hutt's butt. I've just grossed myself out. Right. Yeah.
Captain Solo to the cargo hold.
Wangi Wumba. Boshuda.
He did say that, didn't he?
He did. Anne is also said to walk from the Queen's house to the chapel of St. Peter of Vincula. I want to bite your neck. Where she walks down the aisle to her grave under the altar. In 1864, a soldier on duty near the lieutenant's lodgings made another sighting of Anne's ghost. He claimed to have confronted and challenged a white figure, and when his challenge met no response, he plunged his bayonet into the figure. To his complete shock, as you would, his weapon didn't meet any flesh, instead, and went straight through the woman. According to the traditional story, an officer lodged in the Bloody Tower saw the whole event take place from his window.
Crazy.
I see. I can just imagine being on stag duty, staggered guard duty, stagger watch, and yeah, halt, who's there? Password. And you go like that, and you nearly lose yourself through the whole thing, and the amount of thrust you put behind it, and you're going to fly forward. You'd be like,
I'd stagger home. That's what I'd do.
Oh,
There's poop in my pants.
So you'd be suffering from brown trousers. Oh dear God.
Oh, I like it. I like it.
What? What's that?
Oh,
Still here, look in the background, like some
weird
midget stalker. Everybody takes a mickey out of Mark because he's
bit shorter.
Just a bit shorter than normal, but he's not that short. You're not that short, dude. Not
normal.
You may be shorter, but you're bloody wide. Angel Tube Station in London has had its numerous hauntings. Did Dad ever mention that? Yeah, he has. I might. Do you know what?
I know the best way to describe Mark. Chewy. He thinks he's a staffy, like he's big, but he's small.
Small in stature, big in heart.
Yeah. That came out. Did that come out right?
I don't know if she's trying to patronise you or saying you look like a pug.
No, he's big.
I know what you mean. Chewy's little, but he's like.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to find you a few more things. Right. The last one we'll do before I quickly go on to Incubus and Succubus. Talk about haunted items. Now, since the lockdown itself, now there have been, I've noticed, an absolute influx of haunted items appearing in certain venues and for sale and this, that, and the other, and blah 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 blah. It's only been since the lockdown. There's been a few before.
Think about it. If you're stuck at home and you have that item, whereas if you go to work, you don't see it, and you're stuck at home for however many weeks, it's gonna get on your tutties, won't it?
Yeah, but some of the things that I've seen advertised as genuine haunted items are ridiculous, like haunted tampons.
Oh, haunted crisp.
Yeah, and haunted tampons. Who the hell would want to use one of them?
Mark, I will get Sheldon to bite your buttocks.
Is there something going on here I don't know about? It keeps going dark, doesn't it?
It does.
Hang on.
No, it's because you're back. That's going to make you back a bit. You just want a new camera, to be honest.
I did say that because it keeps going dark. That's why I've turned it this way, so it lets more light in. So see, all these stories are coming in now. Right, hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Victor Kayam, and I like Remington so much, I bought the company. I can't see shit. James, I worked. I'll put it up. I worked at Electro Golf Club at Angel. Do you know, I swear I've been there with my friend Jay once and got absolutely hammered. There's said to be a ghost of a judge that died of so he did a Michael Hutchins.
That's a real thing, right?
Autoerotic asphyxiation.
Was it his hotel room that he found in?
Michael Hutchins?
Yeah.
I think if I remember rightly, he was found in the built-in wardrobe.
But it wasn't like a small, he was hanging, wasn't he?
And there's a lot of rumours and things about it. No, that it wasn't anything to do with that whatsoever. But we won't talk
conspiracy
about that.
Theories.
That can come on the later show. Take it easy, Pugs, and thank you very much for popping in.
Have fun. Have a good night.
See you later, mate. We'll pop over and have a brew with you tomorrow. What was we talking about? Oh yeah. Haunted items. All these things that I've seen coming up, and people are advertising them as haunted and they're for sale.
Have you seen the Jesus toast?
I have seen the Jesus toast.
Have you seen the Jesus dog's bum? Have you seen the Jesus dog's bum?
I have not seen the Jesus dog's bum.
Give me your phone. I will show you the Jesus dog bum.
Are you saying that this dog's got
I'm telling you.
Arse hair in the shape of Dutch?
It's not just the hair. It's not just the hair.
But yeah, haunted items. as it says here, literally anything can be taken over by the energy of not only spirit, but residual connection to the owner. Possible. You can also have elementals.
It's in a pug, of course it is.
Oh my God! It's a pug's ass, and it looks.
It's Obi.
I've seen it all now. A pug's ass that looks like Jesus. It's. So what would the second coming be?
Very holy.
I'll give you that one. Sorry. Right. Now, I think one of the most famous things ever that we all know of as haunted is Annabelle the doll. You guys out there, what do you make of Annabelle the doll? Because all these dolls and stuff, I'm always very iffy about it because I've watched a lot of programs and I've read up quite a bit on some of the dolls.
Didn't she get stolen or moved or something? I remember something.
I think one of them got moved, but there's supposed to be quite a few of them.
Yeah.
I think HAPRC, the Haunted Antiques Paranormal Research Centre, I think they've got a doll there as well. But I know that some of the ones in America have had cameras pointed at them.
Yeah, right. And then throughout the day, it moves and like stares at the camera, and then they have to move it back again.
Yeah, but one of them was proved it was the traffic outside. That in the daytime it was actually moving the doll.
The whole case.
Yeah, and the doll was actually moving. But what are your thoughts about haunted items? Let me know.
I am.
The Hornet Collector. See, I actually like him. A lot of people slam him.
Yeah, people say that he makes out like the hauntings are worse than what they are, just so he can get free, like, haunted memorabilia. But those people have lived with it.
But he doesn't sell them. He doesn't. Only certain people are allowed to go to his haunted museum, and all the stuff is guarded under special sigils and cases and stuff. So I don't see why people would say that about him. I think it's just a bit nasty.
But to be honest, if you're tormented by something and it goes when he takes that thing away, you're not going to want it back, are you? You're not going to go, oh, sorry, can I just, family heirloom?
I think that he does a good job regardless. He does help a lot of people.
No, I like him. That's what I'm saying.
I like him. John Zaffis. Yeah. Always wanted to go to his museum. Always wanted to. Always wanted to interview the guy.
Sounds like his last name, but he's like, oh, Ghost.
Zach Baggins.
No, isn't it Xanacanthus or something? Who am I thinking of?
Who are you talking about?
The guy from Hangover.
Yeah, you're talking about a Hangover guy.
I like him as well.
Zach Baggins is the one who's really rude to ghosts and offhand. That's him. That's who you're talking about. Yeah, I don't want to
punch him. I was a ghost.
Sorry.
I put my ectoplasm on him, but I tell you what, it's not coming from my mouth. If I was a male ghost.
No, that doesn't matter how you look at it. That just sounds wrong.
No, it should. Facial. Welcome to my spa, bitch.
Oh God, I'm so sorry for that. Oh dear. I'll tell you one thing I will do is very briefly. What do you make of shadow people and so-called demonic hauntings? Shadow people. To be fair, I have done one investigation and I have seen a shadow thing. I don't know what it was, but this was an old.
I believe in them.
I don't know if Kerry's still there. It was a Tive barn. Remember, and that massive shadow went right across the corner of the barn, and we searched all the lighting and infrared lights and everything, and it wasn't anything to do with that. And it was when the energy had been built up as well. Yeah, exactly, mate. Ew. So I've got no.
No, but Mark, you're telling me if someone was shouting at you really disrespectfully to like show yourself, you wouldn't show yourself, like
Zach Baggins does.
Yeah, because he's a dick. I'd piss on him. I'd float up if I was a ghost. I would float above him and pretend like it's raining.
Do you know what? Somebody put in a thing. Who would you? Gave a list of who you'd like to do an investigation with, and he was on there, and I said no. I asked me why, and I said because he's just so disrespectful to any place he goes to.
His team, even.
He's really horrible to his team in real life, and he's just absolutely awful to the whatever entities are there. If you want to get answers and want it to be nice, have a bit of respect.
I don't know if he does it just for show when he's like
It's for the
genuinely a
TV.
nice person in real life, but he doesn't come across very nice at all.
No, his TV persona, I think he's up his own arse, but you know.
Move my way a bit. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. And Pooper. He's sleeping.
Hey, can you see him? Hang on. Oh, there he is. Right. Lastly, I will move on to Incubus and Succubus. So, oh yeah, and this is, before I forget, this is all going to be moved onto our YouTube channel. So I'll upload this episode tomorrow.
So if you miss the beginning or anything, you can just watch it on there.
But yeah, Incubus and Succubus. Now, I got my own thoughts on that, but I'll give you a brief on which is which. Now, basically, Incubus and Succubus, throughout the ages, have been tales of demons visiting you in the night and using men and women for their own desires.
So maybe some succubus.
Dear God.
That was so funny.
Right, a succubus is the female form, and an incubus is the male form. And succubus comes from spirit bride, Latin for spirit bride, or lie under, and that's basically what it means. Incubus, if I can just find the meaning for that one, comes from the Latin incubo, meaning nightmare, and it also from the other Latin word incubare, which means to lie on. There aren't any specific origins for it, but one of the earliest mentions of the incubus comes from Mesopotamia, Gilgamesh and that lot. From the Sumerians.
Gargamel?
Yeah, the Smurfs.
He wants the Smurf.
Yeah, the Smurfs. Yeah.
Didn't my old maths teacher look like him?
Oh my God, yeah, he did. Mr. yeah. She had a very nasty teacher, and I kind of.
I put him in his place, and then he said, "Well, there needs to be a warning," and then I got Dad in.
I kind of.
And he was my warning.
I put the fear of God into him, and I've never actually
Where
seen
can I find
somebody's Adam's
succubus?
apple go doing 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 so much in their life. Where can I find a succubus? Well,
Thailand.
$20. The hero Gilgamesh's father is listed as Lilu, and basically he said that Lilith came and visited him in the night. Now Lilith used to be a queen, and then she was forced out of being a queen, and rather than let the bad guys take over, she jumped out of the window, so they couldn't do anything to her.
Good girl.
But over the years, her name was bastardized and bastardized and bastardized because they couldn't have a good queen still have the people respecting her and this, that, and the other after she was dead when they'd taken over. So
Well, that's like Boudica.
yeah. I know they ended up with saying that Lilith was the first female demon. She was the first vampire, and she was a succubus. She wasn't at all. She was just a woman who stood up for herself. That was it. But according to Gilgamesh,
Sadly, even nowadays, women who stand up for themselves aren't as
they still get
respected
treated
as
like
they
crap.
should
Yeah.
be.
I'm a great believer in we're all built the same, so everybody should be treated the same. It doesn't matter how much money you've got, you're still going to end up in that same wooden box that I'm going to go in. Maybe different type of wooden box.
I'm not going to be in a
Hey,
box.
Susie.
I'm not going to be in a box.
Are you going to be planted in the ground so a tree can grow out of it? I think I quite like that as well. See, Incubus and Succubus. My own thoughts on Incubus and Succubus. The religion.
Stop burping.
It's dark fruit cider. It smells horrible.
No, that's your dinner.
Mixed with dark fruit cider.
Oh, it's in my throat. I can taste it.
Right. I think.
I can taste you, Daddy.
Oh no. I think that Incubus and Succubus come from all sorts of religions, and I think that because in certain religions, especially Catholicism, you can't have naughty thoughts. You can't have naughty thoughts. You're not H.P. Lovecraft, are you? No. And you can't do this and you can't do that. You can't do what comes naturally and things like that. And that doesn't mean interfere with altar boys.
They don't teach you how to get rid of. We're talking to you, Chris. They also don't teach you how to get rid of those or like handle those thoughts, which is stupid because they say they're not natural. You shouldn't have them, and yet
everybody has them.
You should be teaching how to deal with them. If you don't want, anything like that, teach them how to oppress them. Not say it's not natural and then they don't know how to deal with it.
It's not good to suppress them. It
I
really
know,
isn't.
but
Because this is where incubus and succubus get born. I think it originally comes, my own thoughts, I think they originally come from religious people who've obviously had these thoughts, because everybody looks sometimes at somebody else and goes, do you know what? I could nail that till the rivets come off. But being religious, they're not supposed to. But there are some religious sects that use sex in their rituals. So I think it comes from that, and they couldn't explain their own thoughts. So when people were saying, "Oh Jesus, I've got these thoughts. What should I be doing?" They're like, incubus, succubus. Also, and just reading my notes here as well, and this ties into it as well. Have any of you ever had sleep paralysis? Because we were talking about this the other week, weren't we? Yeah, I've had it once.
I like it.
She can actually control herself in her sleep paralysis because she knows what it is. She's also an empath, and she's also clairvoyant, aren't you?
I don't know what they mean.
You can see and hear ghosts and speak to them. But so she can do all that stuff. I don't have any of those gifts. I can literally. I've had sleep paralysis once, and I knew what it was because I woke up and I was like, "Oh, this is what it's like." But
do you remember me having sleep paralysis while you were playing on the Xbox?
Yeah.
And I woke up and I was like, I just had sleep paralysis.
Yeah.
See, I knew what I was doing because I had it and I fell asleep and I woke up and I was like, Sheldon.
Well, a lot of people when they have sleep paralysis describe having a great weight on their chest, and it feels like somebody's sitting on there. That's where some of the oralistic types of succubus and incubus can come from. Think about it.
I've never had that feeling. I've just
No,
had
I
like I can't move.
I haven't, but a lot of people reported that. So when they've had that, if they were having a lurid dream whilst, well, just before the sleep paralysis started, like, you know, we can't move, but you've woken up, but you're not, but you're awake, but you're not, but you're not, you know, if they were having a lurid dream and woke up in sleep paralysis and they had that weight on there, could that be where that was born from? Could they have been thinking
straight away you'd think,
that, you know, could that, I mean, if you're a bloke, did they wake up with that there and that down below? You don't know.
I'd love it if you woke up with that down below and you look up and you're having sleep paralysis, but your demon is just a big hairy man. You can't move anything. You're stuck. You're stiff as a ball.
So
Literally.
basically being attacked by a 6-foot pug like
Yes.
this. So yeah, I think that's where they originally started from. Succubus and incubus was people having sleep paralysis who'd had a naughty dream just before they went into sleep paralysis, and the waking bit of it, they woke up, got the weight on there, but they still think they're dreaming. Because you do when you wake up. Like when I woke up, everything was sepia. Couldn't move my body, couldn't move my head. I could literally move my eyes and I could breathe, and that was it. But in my head, I was like, this is sleep paralysis. But back then, they never knew what it was. So, like I say, if they had a naughty dream, then woke up due to sleep paralysis, you know, you're right in the middle of having your wicked way with the local maid or whatever, and all of a sudden you've woken up and you've got a dirty break with weight in your chest, you'd be like, oh! I think that's where it could have come from. What do you reckon?
He was at home, or me?
Well, everybody in general.
I think it would make sense because, especially back then, back then,
Back
when you were born.
When the Spanish Inquisition, you never know when they'll strike.
You never suspect them. That's where they get you. They have attacked rabbits. I've seen them in action.
The Spanish Inquisition.
Attack rabbits.
You sure it wasn't the Mad Rabbit of Leicester?
Nah, just who owns him? I'll tell you what, it's the person you least suspect.
It's got really pointy teeth.
Yeah, back then when you couldn't explain stuff like that, and obviously witches, but people, men especially, didn't want to admit that something was done by a witch, so they would have been like, "Oh, demon."
See, I'm sorry, I'm not religious. I'm spiritual, but I'm not religious, and I think religion, unfortunately, has a lot to answer for a lot of the wars and things that have happened, and a lot of mistreatment of people, especially so-called witches and the persecution of them. Disgusting thing to do, and they should never have done it, all in the name of a big invisible person in the sky. But in actual fact, there were ancient aliens, and there were lots of them, not just one.
Tell them, Dad.
People are hypersexual in life, so also in death, and get energy from the living. Well, it is a type of energy, and you expend a load more energy
It's like running
when
a
you
marathon,
expend.
isn't it? They say it's like You burn the same calories running a marathon.
Yeah.
Have
Yeah.
you never seen someone run a marathon in 1.5 minutes? That's
1.5 minutes.
It's funny, isn't it?
So you got pregnant.
I saw that joke on the interwebs actually.
Dear God. We've run out of time. It's 10 o'clock, but we can carry on the incubus and succubus next week. If any of you got any questions, send them to me, or leave them on the Dark Mirror Radio Show wall on Facebook. You can tell it's new because I've only just done it today. Leave it on there, or send them to me on my own personal page. We're also on YouTube. This video will be uploaded there tomorrow, so you can watch it on there. And remember to like, share, and subscribe, and watch our YouTube videos. And eventually, I'm hoping in the next couple of weeks, when we broadcast it here live, we'll also be broadcasting on YouTube simultaneously. So hopefully, I'll be getting questions from everyone. But thank you very much for watching and putting up with us and our normal Friday night nonsense, or Saturday night nonsense.
We'll be back on Friday.
Yeah, we'll be back every Friday, 9 p.m. Back to our usual slot. That's one of the reasons why we had to change as well. So, and any topics you want us to cover, feel free to send it to us, and we will do our research, and then we will do a show on them. So, thank you ever so much for watching, and thank you for all the rotters coming in and seeing us, and thank you to all our usuals, and just
Bye,
brilliant.
James.
I hope to see you guys next week. So, until then,
Stay safe, everyone.
I shall say au revoir, and
Always wear a prophylactic. That's from Leprechaun, the movie. Do you know who plays Leprechaun?
Thingy Bob, Warwick Davis.
Uh-huh.
Yes, and also aliens. Ha! You thought I'd forgotten.